Hi everyone, I'm Nishu Sharma. I have been teaching social science since last 18 years, and this subject is so close to my heart that I feel very proud to be the social science teacher. I really feel very surprised when the people says that the social science is a hard subject. Actually, this misconception arises because people associate social science with the lengthy and the hard concept of history, geography, and civics. That's not the reality. Because social science does not offer you those lengthy and the boring concepts. Rather, the subject matter of the social science deals with the minimum requirement through which a child could integrate into the society and culture of the country. And that is why it is provided you the basic concept, that is what is our past, how we have evolved, which part of the world we live in, what all land form, climate, etc. our country have. And that's not all. It also tells about the minimum rules and regulation of our country so that we can become better, well informed, and the responsible citizen of our country. So in today's class, we are going to discover about the concept of democracy, and we will find out that whether democracy is good or bad form of the government. How can we say that the democracy is better than any other form of the government? So we are going to explore, and are going to establish that which one is better, democratic government or the non-democratic government. So let us see, first of all, let us see the what all argument can be given against the democracy. First of all, the first argument can be that the leader keep changing in a democracy. That leads to instability, and that's very true. You might have seen earlier there was a Manmohan Singh government, their policies were quite different. Right now it is the Modi government, their policies are quite different. So the policies keep changing. When things are changing continuously and every time, so there's no stability in the things. Not only that, it's about the political competition, and there is no scope of morality. And you might have listened to in during the election these kind of things. People put false allegations on each other. They say bad things about each other. For example, you might have listened Rahul Gandhi saying "Chaukidar chor hai," and such kind of allegation, which are really we feel very pity. We don't feel good, but they this is also very true. Not only that, so many people are to be consulted. When one decision is to be taken, we have to go to the parliament, long lengthy process we have to follow, and then decisions are being taken. So this is a lengthy process. And even the leaders, they don't know the interest of the people. You see, in our locality, our MP and MLA, have they ever come to our locality? Have they ever come to our area? How do they know what is good for us? So maybe if they are taking decision on the behalf of us, they may take a bad decision. Not only that, it leads to corruption. Like there is lots of money involved in the election process. Other forms of corruptions are also there. So, because the electoral competition is there and everybody want to win the election, so they give rise to the corruption. And even the ordinary people do not know what is good for them. So why should they decide anything? For example, do I know who is I know my MP and MLA, but do I know who are they? Do I know them personally? How can I decide that who will be the MP and who will be the MLA from my area if I don't know about them? So you see, so many arguments are against democracy. So why should we decide why we are opting for the government with so many shortcomings? The question again, the another question is, like, is the democracy really good, or is it a bad form of the government? Why we have chosen this? Before reaching to any conclusion, let us see some arguments for democracy as well. So the first argument for the democracy can be that it is a better government because it is more accountable form of the government. I can give one example for this. Like in China during 1958, 1961, the worst famine occurred, and this was the famine, one of the worst famine in the world ever it happened. Right, 3 crore people died in that famine, and if you just compare India and China, India's condition was also not very different from the China. India's condition even less than China. Then also such devastating famine did not happen in India. So what is the difference between two? situation. Why it does not happen with India? So the reason is that in India there is a democratic kind of the government, and the Indian government, they responded to these food scarcity situation in a manner that government did not, because Indian government are the democratic government. They are answerable to the people, so they have to look about the needs and the requirement of the people. So they responded in such a manner wherever there is the food scarcity, they responded, and they managed the situation. So that means the government is accountable for the people. So first argument, that the democratic government is better because it is more accountable form of the government. Now, second good thing is about democracy is that it improves the quality of decision making. Look at it. See, we already said that the delayed decisions are there, but if you see, when the decisions are taken in the democracy, like if you take the example of Indian Parliament only, there are approximately 800 people. Those 800, that means 800 brilliant brains are working on the decision making. They all sit together, they debate, they discuss. So in that entire process there is a very little chance that any mistake will happen in those decisions. So that time consuming is very justifiable, because the democracy produce the very quality decision, very good decision comes in the democracy, which other form of the government, they don't provide such solution. Now the next very good argument about the democracy is that it provides the method to deal with the conflicts. For example, if you see here, India, there are the different kind of the people. They are different because they live in the different region. They speak different languages. Their backgrounds are different. Their food habits are different. Even their religion, their caste are different. So that's very normal that their opinion, their preferences will be different. And many a time these preferences will clash with other communities' preferences. That may lead to clash, but that clash does not mean that there would be a conflict. I can give you one example here. If you see that in India there is a reservation for SC and ST candidate, and which often leads to the disagreement. People say that that reservation is not good, but now the government has provided the reservations to the economically weaker section of the upper class also, that is a 10% reservation. Means nobody is a permanently winner and nobody is the permanently loser in a democracy. So all the differences and the conflict are being we can deal with those kind of problems and the differences in the democracy. So this is the best way to deal with. So that means a democracy keeps the country together. Not only that, democracy enhances the dignity of the citizen. Here in the democracy, we are not the subject of any ruler. Rather, we are the government maker. We are the maker. We make our government. So we are the ruler ourselves. And no other form of the government, nor monarchy, nor dictatorship, they don't provide this status to their people. So that is how the dignity of the citizen is highest in the democracy. So it enhances the dignity of the citizen. Not only that, it allows us to correct our own mistakes also. Many a time, uh, the mistakes happens, and the democracy is not the exception. Mistake can happen in democracy as well. No form of the government can guarantee that mistake will not happen, but in a democracy there is a room that we can correct our own mistake, because these mistakes cannot remain hidden for a long period of time. And people openly debate and they discuss about these mistakes, and the government often has to undo or undone their wrong decision. They have to change their wrong decision. If the governments are not doing so, in that situation people have a chance to change that government. So that means it allows us to correct our own mistakes. And so you see that democracy are better form of the government because of so many things it offers to us. And even it is the better than any other form of the government we know till now, right? So with this I'm stopping my presentation here. Thank you and have a nice day.